Good evening everyone and welcome to another tournament live stream. Today we're streaming the third day of the final stages of the winter season, and we're going to be streaming CIS server again. So let's go to the garage. The room invite will be up in about a minute. Basically what we're going to be showing you today is 7-star versus Glakey. That is the only match that's happening today, because tomorrow... Oop, went back too far. Tomorrow we see this matchup, G Game versus Quantic, followed by the loser of that versus the winner of the match that we're seeing today. And the winner of that match is through to the grand final. So now we just wait for the room invite, which should be up in not too long. And yeah, we just wait. This tank looks actually really cute without a proper camo. This is like what it comes in. And there we go. 7-star. Haven't seen them play yet. Not this year, that is. I did see them at the offline 2 years. Oof, that's a long time ago. A year and a half ago. And of course, last season they were in the winter season as well. And yeah, can't wait to watch them play. But there's only one matchup today, so it's not going to be too long a stream. We're just going to have fun with it. There's a 5-minute delay on the stream. That means that everything that you say in the chat that I respond to, you will hear 5 minutes later. And not really much else to say at this stage, really. Like the RU server, the games are just so much more aggressive than we see in the EU server. And to be fair, I like the playstyle of the EU server more. I like the tactical gameplay. That being said, I've seen some really incredible games on the RU server this week, and it's been fantastic. So I can't wait to see how this is going to go. Let's see. OBS looking normal. Everything on YouTube live. So it's all good right now. Yeah, and later on I will be having one match on the EU server as well, and I'll be co-commentating that together with Fujit, so be sure to tune in because it's always a blast to have him over. And I think right now he's streaming the CIS challenges games, I'm not entirely certain, but I think so. But yeah, as said, we're just going to have fun with it. Teams are steadily coming in, tanks are being changed. We're starting it off on Middelburg. And yeah, still not too big a fan of this map. But it's always interesting to see what they're doing, whether they're going to try and hold the city or try and go up into the hills. Just under 3 minutes left to go before we go into the actual game. 7-star is already completely ready with a Batchat, 2 E5s, 3 Karnwagens and IS-4. Glakey is still deciding a little bit, not quite certain what to take. But they've still got plenty of time anyhow. But yeah, busy weekend. Today we've got this, tomorrow we've got 2 matchups of best of 7. So that's going to be a bit brutal. And I kind of hope that the games will end early, because otherwise I'd have to cut my CIS server stream short in order to stream the EU server, so that's going to be tricky. And now we have Glakey that has ready up in 2 mice, a Batchat in E3, 2 Kranwagens and an E5. So that's a very different lineup. And interesting though to see Batchats on both sides here, instead of figures, which we've seen most of the time. But I kind of like it. This is what I mean, that like the CIS server plays very differently compared to the other servers. It's generally more aggressive and more forwards. But the tank choices is also like, wait, what? And it can really work. So that's kind of like this. Before, I've never been able to stream RU server because the matches would overlap with EU. But in this case, because of the way that it's been set up, it's like going exactly right, and I can stream both. Assuming the matches end early tomorrow, that is. But we'll see. I will not, however, be streaming the actual CIS finals. I'm kind of bummed about that, but that's not really a way to do that. Time wise, yes, but because there's an official stream on the YouTube channel for wargaming. That means that we have to be there like early for all the technical rehearsals and all of that. That means I cannot be streaming, which kind of blows, but it is what it is. And hey, at least I got the stream up to this, well, today and Saturday. So yeah, 43 seconds left to go before the matches actually begin. And then we're going to see what's going to happen. It is a best of 5 today still, which means that the first team that reaches 3 victories is through to the next round. And, well, that round tomorrow, that is. And the other team will be knocked out. So this is why I'm always got this, like, that feeling that you get in before an exam. I'm not even playing myself, but it's just like exciting. And here we go, countdown clock has begun. And we are going into the game. Probably going to pronounce all the names wrong again. Pretty sure I already have. I do apologize for that, but oof. At least, like, there's sort of normal names on in some cases. And I know how to pronounce Josh. Really good to see him back, actually, because he said before that he would be retiring and all. So I'm very glad that he's back. Fantastic player, one of the greatest callers I've ever seen. And we see Josh spotting up Leonita there, who is not getting shot at just yet. And using the hills to his advantage. The rest of Glakey is in the city though. And 7 Star is mainly heading towards the hills. Josh not spotting anyone. Going for another spotting position. Not seeing anyone there as well. And now he's going into base C when it's safe. But this means that Glakey will have quite a bit of a point advantage here. And it will be up to 7 Star to do something about that. Let's see. Glakey basically just hugging, but now we've got 7 Star slowly but surely pushing a little bit. Josh being careful though, not wanting to get caught out. Marilu and Prodist are waiting. First shot being taken into the mouse. And Josh now reloading. We have Danissimo now getting rushed by 2 mice. Well, as much as a mouse can rush, but still. He does take damage for it. Base B is being stolen. Blessed Days is there as well. Getting more shots into him. Base B is almost kept. Danissimo is not in a good position. He can't do much there. But we have Josh together with the rest. Pushing on the ground. Ooh, my camera is derping a little bit. Pushing on Glakey over here. There we go. Defender losing a lot of HP in the middle. And they are pushing on Nagibator. Kramlagers are now moving in. Nick Ace in a pretty bad position here to get focus fired this hard. He's going to be deleted very soon. Defender is still alive. Mikoya is getting murdered as well. Nick Ace is the first one gone though. And now we have Slobina Lisa all on his own. There goes Defender. There goes Miko. Base B is being stolen back. Blessed Days is still there. There goes Slobina. Base C is being stolen. This could still go every which way because they're going to have to make all shots count. John Tini here is a bit lucky that he didn't get shot more for that. But he has to be careful. Josh losing a bit of HP. We have Batchat versus Batchat happening in the city of Punjab. Is not looking too good. But he's got help coming in the form of the Nissimo, so he just needs to survive. Glakey, however, is now pushing, sensing an advantage in HP. Blessed Days has lost a lot of HP, but Ufpenjas goes down first, as does Gentili. We're at 945 points. As long as the rest of Glakey survives, they will have this match. Nagibator is gone, and with that they reach 1k points, and Glakey has the first match. Did not really expect that, to be honest. 7 Star, of course, did have some trouble the last season, but it's still Ufpenjas in his team, so yeah. And to be fair, they did make it this far, so don't get me wrong. They've done really well, regardless of what's going to come out of tonight. And that's something that shouldn't be forgotten. We are focusing on like match versus match, but at the same time, this is the top 4 of the server. So that's also saying something. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the second match. And we see Glakey taking 2 mice, a Vickers, 3 Kranwagons and an E5 versus a Vickers, 2 mice, 2 T22s and 2 Kranwagons. One minute left to go. And anything can still happen. There's no real pressure just yet. As said, it is a best of 5, so 3 victories are needed. And that means that there's just some wiggle room left to go. "40 seconds left to go, and then we go into the second game. Not much to say at this point. Glakey has played pretty well, what we've seen so far. Getting this far as well. But I kind of have a soft spot for 7 Star. And that's mainly to do with like in 2019 when we had like the Twister Cup. Seeing 7 Star versus Rain. And then just like the caller versus caller, Ufpenjas versus Mo. It was just so fantastic. It's still pretty much the highlight of the tournament career. It was beautiful to watch. So yeah, I kind of have a soft spot for them. But here we go into the second game. Let's see. Ooh, this is pretty. I love the camo. Looks really nice. And now we have Glakey focusing on the base B side. Whereas 7 Star is basically doing the same thing that Glakey was doing last match. But Glakey is doing something else entirely, focusing mainly on the city side. Double capping. The T22s are behind there, but... oof! Big hits into Leota there. Where is he? There he is, crossing over. Both teams have a base now. And we have the mice pushing towards the middle. Base C is being kept. Miko is not actually going into base A, he's trying to hold. But we have the mice from 7 Star overlooking base B. Miko now going after the base. Taking a bit of damage, but he's keeping them from getting points. And being in the base that long has actually cost them the advantage. However, they do have 2 bases, so they're going to get it back very, very quickly. Oof, Miko getting absolutely hammered here as he pulls back out of the line of fire. For some reason, Middleburg is always glitching with the camera for me. And he is almost gone. And he's probably going to be gone on, yeah, there we go, on the next reload. And that's the first tank out of the way, and that's a big price to pay here. 7 Star definitely more dominant in this game so far. And especially with the 2 bases, their advantage is just going up and up and up. And in a way, Kaleki has to take action to try and get that back. But they're all like dug in into the corner. They probably want to go after base A, but it will be very tricky for them to do so. Maybe losing a bit of HP, Blessed Days as well. We're at 800 points for 7-star. And as they push, Gleki is losing quite a bit of HP. Blessed Days losing even more now. Saver rushing in. They're going after the T-22s. But he seems to be rushing alone. Not sure if he has ping issues or if this was bad communication. But I think this was ping issues. And there we go, already at 100 points. And 7-star wins the second match. But that was weird though, what Saver did. Very old game overall. But definitely more dominant 7-star than the game before. So that's a good thing. So let's see, 1 minute and 35 seconds left to go before we go into the third match of this best of 5. We're gonna go to Vigneuse. Different map, different lineups. Gleiki almost ready in 3 Kranwagens, a Batchat, 2 Ice Force and an E5. And on 7-star start we see the TVP come out. And yesterday we saw some beautiful gameplay by Aqua in the TVP. And it can really work, but at the same time it can also really not work. We've seen that too. But let's see how it's going to work out for 7-star. We see a Vickers, 2 Kranwagens, an E5, 2 TVPs and an AMX. 45 seconds left to go. Again, no real pressure on either team because they can still both take it home. And then we'll see. It's been really good fun streaming, are you? I kind of hope that they do it more often, like, not necessarily like this because it's a bit much to do 2 streams in one day like this, like straight after one another. But I mean more like changing the pace a little bit. I would like it to do that like they did last year, where you had the final stages all in a different weekend. But we'll have to see what spring season brings. Winter season is of course not like the main season. But still, tournaments are always fun in my opinion. For me to watch and not to play, I don't want to die hard. There we go. Let's go up, up and away rather than straight into Blessed Days. All of 7-star is heading towards the A and corner area. Blessed Days is going to cap. Kaleki is a lot more spread out. And that could potentially work against him. Ufpenjarj is pushing straight in. Taking a bit of damage but lighting everyone up. Blessed Days losing a lot of HP there. And this was a very aggressive move by 7-star. But it cost Glegi quite a bit of HP. They've got the point lead now. Oh, camera going rogue. There we go. C has been kept. B is being contested, but it's going to be difficult for either team to get it. And all they need to do is hold, because they've got the advantage in caps here. Is shot losing a little bit of HP. My camera really does not like me right now. Not sure why though. It's been behaving so well lately. Let's see. Oh, stop flying on your own. There we go. Bit of a stalemate going on now. With people in Sound Blessed Days heading at the back. Of course, not really wanted to get it there anymore. And basically sort of Mexican standoff kind of thing. Guns aimed at one another, but no real damage can be done at this time. And a shot and open charge holding the rear to make sure that they do not get rushed from that side. Open charge now relocating though. We're at 590 points. Saver getting spotted as he crosses over at the back. Mary Lou as well. And now we have Uppenjarj heading into the town. Spotting Leota and deciding, yeah, let's not be there. And it's a very, 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 very slow game. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, you just don't see that very often on this server. Both teams playing it very patiently. Only chopping away little bits of HP on both ends. And content to wait, because it will be up to Galeki to actually make that move. But they need to be very careful not to overextend either which way though. Nagibator taking a little bit of HP, taking a bit of damage. Danissimo basically trying to keep from getting shot. Mary Lou keeps getting reset. But they kind of have no choice, they need that base. Uppenjarj getting shot at in the city. Mary Lou giving up on the base. It's cost them quite a bit of HP. Danissimo is not looking too healthy though. Nick Ace now getting rushed. But now they decide to push and they're going after Miko. Which is going to be very tricky. Saver actually like undecided. And that's cost Mikoya. Mikoya his life. Nick Ace and Danissimo both being taken out. We're at 855, but base B is nearly kept. Kaleki is very close to grabbing this. As long as they survive. Nagibator tries to reset it. Saver is gone. Nagibator still alive. Base B being kept again. But we're at 935 points. 7 star might still be able to take this. Because Mary Lou has been murdered. And now 7 star hits 1k points. It was a close, and it started so slowly, but then it became a very close and chaotic battle. And people are still dying, so the timer has not gone down yet. But here we go. So this was like one of the longest games I've ever seen on the RU server. Very slow, very Mexican standoff and kind of like stalemate gaming. And then suddenly stuff happening everywhere at once. Now though the pressure's on 7 star because Galeki... No, sorry, the pressure's on Galeki because 7 star only needs to win 1 more game in order to go through to the next round, whereas Galeki has to win 2 in a row. So let's see what they're going to take for the second match on Vineyards, which is starting in 1 minute and 9 seconds. 7-star going for double Batchat, double E5 and triple Kranwagens. And Gleiki hasn't quite decided yet what they want to do. For just said, nice to see Ufbanjar's retirement was not long. Yeah, I totally agree. But this is not yet the 7-star in the shape that I've come to admire them, that they were in that they were in before. So Gleiki with 30 seconds to go hasn't completely finished rallied up yet, but here we go. We see 2 IS-4s, we see a Batchat, 2 Kranwagens, potentially 3 and an E5. 17 seconds left to go. They kinda need to decide soon. They're giving me stress now and I'm not even the one playing. There we go. Defender, ready up. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Double IS-4s, a Batchat, an E5 and triple Kranwagens. So let's see in potentially the last match of this evening for the CIS server. Here we go. Keep getting used to these stupid camera buttons. That is if my camera isn't going rogue. Blessed Days moving into cap to get that tiny bit of early advantage here. 7-star sending Danissimo to cap, and Blessed Days actually got like decapped from there. That is very, very cheeky, losing even more HP as he goes and then getting stuck against the building, but that at least doesn't cost him more HP. And that caps them from actually capping base A, and that's going to give 7-star an advantage. Ufbanjar's getting shot as he crosses over. But we have John Tilly that is still there. Base C now being taken. But 7-star has a nice bit of advantage here. They just need to keep it somehow. Kranwagens looking to get a bit in each other's way. Mary Lou had not been spotted now. Oof, that was a nice spot and decap by Ufbanjar, but he has to be careful not to get absolutely wrecked for that. But now they've got over 100 supremacy points advantage. Nagy Bader losing a little bit of HP there. And 7-star seems to be pushing. They are shooting different targets though, so they have to be careful with that. Nagy Bader getting destroyed as fast as Safer did. Ishot has to be careful. You don't want to be tossing tanks away here. Danissimo losing some HP. Mikoya now getting focused on and tracked. But he is not alone, Leota is there as well. It's a much more aggressive but still tentative match this. But no, Gleiki has 2 bases. And we see Blessed Days firing. Ufbanjar is almost deleted, so he has to be careful. A little bit of HP being taken away here and there. But overall, it's not that far from each other. But with 2 bases, the advantage is now in Gleiki's hand. They just need to survive. And that can be the tricky part. 7-star moving. Getting into a sort of pushing position. But Gleiki, as you can see, is ready for that. Leota getting shot. And he drops down. But they can't really push over it just yet. They have to be careful not to get deleted. But they really need that base, and that's the tricky part here. Slobina moving in. We have Nick Ace moving in to take out Miko. Leota going after. Base C is being stolen. Base B is being contested. Miko has been taken out. We're now at 800 points. Prodis and Slobina are dealing with each other. It's all going to be about, there you go, that shot might have made all the difference. Blessed Days has been taken out, 950 points. And there goes Mary Lou, and that's pretty much the last nail in the coffin. Slobina does get taken out by 900, well there we go, at 1k points. And it could have gone every which way for quite a long time, to be honest. But 7 Star just kept their low HP targets alive for longer, and that worked out very well. Very well played by 7 Star. Longest games I've seen on the RU server. And that's the matchup for tonight. Basically, tomorrow we get to see G-Game versus Quantic, and then the loser of that versus 7 Star, and then the winner of that match versus the winner of the first match. But that's the last one is on Sunday. So yeah, that's it for me for now. I will be back in about an hour and a half to stream the EU server. Be sure to tune into that because I will be joined by the lovely Fujit to co-commentate with me. We're just going to have great fun with that. So thank you all for watching. It was short but sweet. And I'll be seeing you guys in a little bit. Bye bye.